Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about episode 2 of Extreme Sisters on TLC. Um, it airs Sunday nights at 10, at least where I'm at. I'm not sure where it airs other places. Let me find it in my book. Okay, but before we get started, I wanted to do a little product highlight because I bought this a minute ago and I'm just now getting around to it, as is my life. But it's the e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Mascara. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. And it actually labels it brow and lash. I do have like the Maybelline lash great lash mascara, the clear one that like everyone used to wear in high school when they weren't allowed to wear makeup. But this one is pretty good. I brushed up my brows with it. I barely have brows to begin with, but I feel like it did a good job. It doesn't feel wet or anything. I guess I could do another layer. And I put a little bit on my eyes. But look at this. I like it. Just sweep a little bit. There it is. I don't like my brows like sticking straight up. I know that that's a look that's kind of popular and people can pull it off, but I feel like I would just look surprised with it. I don't know. Let me try. Let me see. Tell me how I look, you guys. I think my brow hairs are too long. This look. Yeah. Not today, AJ. Not today. And I'm also scared about like trimming all my brow hairs off to do that look. My brow takes a long time to grow, you know? But yeah, needless to say, I really like this. It is a good one. And it's like convenient, you know, like if you have to travel or something, they're both there. But yeah, product highlight. Also, eventually I'm gonna be doing a video about a skincare brand. Well, I've tried 2 products, I'm trying to get the third, that has been helping with my skin. If you've looked back within like the last month or 2 on my channel, my skin has been a lot worse than this, and this is progress. I know when it comes to skincare, you definitely have to be consistent, but this brand has been very helpful with helping to clear up my skin. I used to have a lot of like active breakouts. I feel like I kind of still do. No. This brand has helped with active breakouts, and what I'm left with is quite a bit of scarring, but that's to be expected. I pick at my skin. I can't leave a pimple alone, so of course I'm gonna get scarring, but I feel like this brand has helped a lot. Also, what happens with my skin is that diet plays a part in it, and I know it, but I like to eat fried foods and drink Coca-Cola like it's nobody's business. So I feel like it has helped as much as it can. I feel like it still has, what I'm trying to say is that it has been helping, but I know that I also need to do my part in eating healthy foods, and not just eating like Popeyes and Coca-Cola or KFC or Taco Bell or McDonald's. So, you know, I need to help my skin as well. And I know that it's not all diet. I know that it's not all, you know, drinking water and whatever, but I know for me that my diet needs to be well. Not just for my skin, but for me in general, and for anyone in general. You know, you can't live on, well, I cannot live on fried foods and Coca-Cola. So that is my soapbox. I am getting off of it. I have recapped, after that huge diversion, I have recapped episode 1. which will be in the eye and down below. And I have recapped other TLC shows as well, which will also be down below or on my channel in general. So let's get into it. Extreme Sisters episode 2, called Me, My Sister, and My Mister. Okay. So episode 2, we are introduced to Christina and Jessica. They are 37. They live in Washington. And the way that we are introduced to them is, who was in the bath? I don't know which one was in the bath. One of them was taking a bath, and the other one was like, how were we introduced to them? One sister was in the bath, the other sister was at first in the closet, and then she went on the toilet and she's like pooping with the door wide open. I'm just like, wow, you guys are really comfortable. This is national TV. But I digress, okay? So they kind of share that when they were younger, they used to poop at the same time. And I am so confused on how that is possible. I know they tried to like simulate it where like one was here and the other one they said was here, and then they were like holding each other, but still pooping at the same time on one toilet, like that is really attached. You know, that's a really close bond. I know some couples that can't even like poop in front of each other. They have to have the door closed and all that stuff. But they were, I mean, I know they're not a couple, but still siblings. But, you know. So they shared a little bit about their upbringing. They had 6 different stepdads and 4 different last names. They kind of shared that their mom, actually, what they did share was that they felt like their mom had them to trap a man, not really because she wanted to be a mom. So I would assume from that they aren't super close to their mom. I don't know if they necessarily divulged their relationship with their mom, but I would assume it's strained if you're kind of airing that. Yeah. And they said that it was really difficult being in high school because they always had a different last name, which of course would be difficult because I'm sure it's like, well, who's your stepdad now type of situation. And kids can be mean, okay? Some kids are just bullies, and any little inch they take a mile. You know what I'm saying? They revealed the one thing that they got from their mother is that they are psychics, and that is their job. They are psychics, and they are both divorced. And we are actually introduced to Mike. Mike is the ex-husband of Stephanie. What? Mike is the ex-husband of Jessica. I don't know if we're going to meet Christina's ex-husband, but we definitely meet Jessica's ex-husband, and he kind of used this time to hold nothing back. He pretty much told it like it is. He said the number one reason that their marriage fell apart was because of the bond between the sisters. He said that Jessica even expressed that her sister was her soulmate. And he was like, it's kind of hard for me to get in there when you're already being so attached to somebody. And what was interesting about that is Christina did not reciprocate that soulmate mentality. Yeah, she didn't reciprocate it. She even said, I would never tell my boyfriend that you're my soulmate. So it already seems like there is a divide there, that they're not exactly on the same sync. On the same sync? They're not in sync about their level of their bond. So I'm sure that's going to play an issue later on. Lo and behold, it does. So, like I said, their business is psychic readings, and they've actually been doing it for 15 years. So that's a long time. But when they were done the reading, it seems that Christina was texting her boyfriend. And have you ever seen it when somebody's texting and they're right here, so you lean back so you can see like what the person's texting? That is exactly what she was doing. And Christina has a 24-year-old boyfriend named John. So how old is she? So 37? Are they 13 years apart? Is that how math works? Yes, they are 13 years apart. And Jessica does not like Christina's boyfriend. And it's not because of his age or anything like that. It's because she feels as if he is taking Christina away from her. And yeah. And Christina actually reveals that this is a really healthy relationship, and she feels like it is a healthy relationship because she is detaching herself from her sister. So while Jessica is looking at this relationship, okay, what was I saying? So one thing that Jessica feels like Christina's relationship with John is missing is that John does not know that she is a psychic, and John does not realize how close they are. And that is an area of contention between the sisters. And then it all comes to a head at the end of the episode. Way to be introduced, guys, because Christina and John decide to have a little barbecue, which it was 3 people. How was that a barbecue? But anyway, they decide to have a barbecue and they invite Jess. And at first she didn't want to come because she said she's anxious and she's having anxiety. Eventually she comes. Y'all, they live like a 5-minute walk away from each other. So she got there. And basically what's happening is Jess feels like John doesn't like her. John feels like Jess doesn't like her. We know that Jess does not like John. That is very vocal. John said he never said he didn't like Jess. And Jessica's biggest thing is, oh, you don't know how close we are. You don't know our bond. And John is pretty much saying, like, the Christina that you are expressing is not the Christina that she is today. Yes, your bond was super close, but maybe moving forward, it doesn't have to be. Maybe moving forward, it should be a little bit more separate. And it seems like that is what Christina wants. She wants less to be clinging to her sister and more to be putting into her relationship. Like one of Jess's points was, we don't spend enough time together. And it only showed them spending time together. So I really don't understand that. She's like, she doesn't sleep over at my house anymore. Okay, what's the issue? I understand the reason why they cling to each other or clung to each other was because they're growing up. It was a little bit chaotic, shall I say. So obviously they're the constant, so they would cling to each other. But it seems like at 37 that they kind of, or Christina wants to kind of branch off and really be independent and to have her own identity. And it seems like Jessica does not want that. So yeah, that is Jessica and Christina. They definitely made an entrance into the Extreme Sisters universe. So next up we have Patricka and Patricka. I think I got it. So when we first see them, they say that they absolutely love weight loss contraptions. And one of the ones that we're seeing is, I have never seen this before. They were on like, I don't think it was a massage table, more like a chiropractic table, like just a long table, padded table. And they put their legs into this contraption that like wiggled their legs back and forth. So I guess that does something. It just reminds me of the old school vibrating thing that you used to strap yourself into, and it would like shake your lower half or something. And they both tried it out, and like they said, they're very into weight loss contraptions. And then the producers were like, what about your diet? And they were just quiet, and they're like, we're not there yet. So they're trying everything else. You know, I get it. I like my diet. Okay. So, Orlando. You know that is going to be a topic the entire season. So Patricka said she did not go alone to Orlando because it was their dream and she did not want to go without her sister. But then, while they're walking the dog, Patricka said Patricka was selfish because I was trying to understand what she was saying, but it was just coming off backwards. She was basically saying that Patricka was selfish because she wasn't considering her when it came to Orlando. She's like, Patricka said, oh, I put my life on hold to help you and to, you know, be there for you, and now it's time for you to do that for me. And I'm just like, but Patricka has a whole family. She has her husband, she has her children. It's not as easy for her to uproot her life and move to Orlando. She has other people that she needs to consider. And I just feel like Patricka is looking at her like, it's time to repay the debt. I have been there for you. It's time to repay and for you to be there for me. And later on, she kind of brings it up with her husband. And her husband kind of has to make her see his side of things. And I think she does see his side of things, because he was saying, not right now. He said, I understand it's your dream, but we have things that, ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. We have things that we need to work out before we could even make that move, you know? He's like, we have the children, we have jobs, we have a house. That's not a simple move. And Ron, her husband, actually said he feels like they team up on him sometimes when it comes to their ideas, which he said he kind of lets them do their own thing, but he feels ganged up upon. He feels like they team up and kind of come at him. But he said that he wanted to remind Patricka that Ron and Patricka are married and they are a team as well. So Patricka seemed to understand it when he put it that way. And he said, you know, we can have goals as a couple, but we have those goals together. So basically he's saying, I understand Orlando is there and that's a goal of yours, but we need to achieve that together. So he said the way to get Patricka is to stall her. And his grand idea is to set Patricka up and have her fall in love. And if you remember, she said one of the reasons she wants to move to Orlando is to have a family and to find love, because she feels like there are no good men in Atlanta. So I guess this is their way, is to set her up, which could go left or right depending on how you look at it. Knowing TLC, it's probably gonna go left, but you know, it's an idea. It's definitely an idea. Okay, we have Anna and Lucy, and they were a snippet compared to everyone else. And last recap, I didn't remember whose tooth needed to come out, and it was Anna's tooth that needed to come out. And because Anna and Lucy want to be identical, she decided just to stick with antibiotics to try to fix the infection. Like I said last week, I didn't understand, like, if anyone knows dentistry, please let me know down below. Can they just put a fake tooth in? Like, because it's a molar, can't they put an implant in or something? And then they would kind of be similar. Like I said, Lucy is really hell-bent on taking out this tooth, this healthy tooth, just so you could be similar. So yeah, she's on antibiotics and pretty much putting a band-aid on a gun wound, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna pop back up. but they talk to Ben, and Ben kind of puts things a little bit in perspective, where he's like, okay, you take out her tooth, or Anna takes out her tooth, so Lucy takes out her tooth, and he's like, but Lucy, what if that happens to you? Are you gonna take out your tooth? And then he's like, is this just gonna be a back and forth until you're all gumless? And they're like, yeah, yeah. So, yep. But I also wanted to ask a question, because if you saw the episode, you saw that, I guess they decided to take a nap. I don't know why my eyes are closed. They decided to take a nap, and all three of them laid down in the bed. I know that in the first episode, they said that Anna and Lucy did not get intimate together. Like, they never got together. But I didn't realize that they all slept in the same bed either. So, man, that is performance anxiety if I ever heard of one. But 10 years together, obviously, you know, they're doing something right, I guess. But I just thought it was strange because, yeah, but I digress. Okay, next we have, I just put B and B. Something. Brooke and Bailey. I'm going to say Brooklyn and Bailey, but it's Brooke and Bailey. So they went to their mama's house, Miss Jill, and she broke it down for them. And she was like, I heard what's going on. And she basically said it's not right. Which I was like, finally, someone else besides the husband, Denver, and the boyfriend, what's his name, Briar, making sense. Because in what world will this be okay? In what world? I don't have a sister, but if my sister ever tried to creep in the bed with me and my husband, like, we would be having issues. What? They still seem to have an excuse of, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And their mom, Mama Jill, was like, a husband and wife need privacy. And Brooke even spoke in a confessional, like, her creeping in the bed has affected our intimacy. But sometimes you have to make sacrifices. What? What? Those two things are not, no. It would make sense if you said, oh, my child has been having a rough night, so she's been in the bed with us and we've been making sacrifices. Child, yes. Sister, no. Doesn't make sense. I don't know why you're still trying to justify it and be like, oh, my sister doesn't. No, kick her out, please. And it seems like Denver doesn't want her just out of the bed. It seems like he wants her out of the house. Now, I feel like the bed situation would be a pacifier for the situation. And they kind of spoke more about why the bond was more strong. Brooke spoke about how when she first got pregnant, Denver could not be there as a father, so Bailey really stepped up and was like a second mother to her daughter. And so that's why they're so close, because they really formed that bond during that time. But she also mentioned that her and Denver have done a 180, and they have been, basically she said that she really worked for this marriage. They really fought for this marriage. So obviously it's important. So she said, you know, she doesn't want to do anything to jeopardize their work, jeopardize their marriage, which is like, great, but kick your sister out of the bed, of the house, whatever. So her sister feels like all of this her sister Bailey feels like all of this kind of puts her in a predicament, because she said she can't afford her own place. She doesn't have a job. She's not getting married, and she doesn't want to live with her mom, so she doesn't know what to do. Sounds like you're living with your mom to me. Just because you don't want to live with your mom doesn't mean that you can't live with your mom. You don't have a job, you can't afford your own place, you're not getting married, which I don't know why that's an option. I mean, I get it, but no. And your sister's husband doesn't want you in the house because, you know, you leave your stuff around and you're sleeping in the bed with them at night. Sounds like you're moving back in with mom. That's what it sounds like to me, but y'all let me know down below if y'all agree that she should just move back in with her mom, because she won't be living in the house with us. But what time is it? 25 minutes. Woo woo. Okay. So, thoughts on episode 2. What did you think of our newcomers, Christina and Jessica? What do you think of their bond? Is it strained? Is it going to be more strained? Is it healthy? You know? And then next week, we actually get introduced to the twins who married the twins. I saw their story like on Inside Edition years ago, but yeah, they are twins who married twins. Identical twins who married identical twins. So I guess their kids are siblings, full siblings, right? Because identical twins have the same DNA, so that means that their kids will be siblings, like full siblings, right? Because I'm thinking of like Tia and Tamara Mallory. They were identical twins, and then their kids are half siblings. So if twins marry identical twins, then they would be full siblings, right? Okay. I'm off by ranting. Okay, so like I said, let me know down below your thoughts on episode 2, Extreme Sisters in general. Yeah, like this video, comment below, subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.